Be me, Barbara, still HR director. Sitting in my office after that meeting. 12 men just confronted me. 12 cameras recorded every word, hands still shaking, not from fear, from pure rage. How dare they? How dare they organize against me? How dare they go to Mitchell? How dare they question my policies? Spend the weekend going over everything, reviewing my procedures, reviewing my training materials, reviewing my investigation protocols. There's nothing wrong with them. Nothing. Everything is based on best practices. Everything is designed to protect vulnerable employees. If these men feel uncomfortable, good. Maybe they should be uncomfortable. Maybe they need to understand what women have felt for decades. Monday morning. Email from Mitchell. Barbara, meeting at 9 a.m., my office. Walk in ready for a fight. He's sitting with Jennifer from legal. She has a stack of folders, my investigation files. Mitchell looks exhausted. Barbara, we've reviewed your case files from the past 2 years. Interrupt him. And you'll see that every investigation was thorough. And Jennifer interrupts me. Barbara, in 43 investigations, you found substantiated evidence in only 11 cases. That's a 26% substantiation rate. Feel defensive immediately. That doesn't mean the other cases didn't happen. It means there wasn't enough evidence. Harassment is notoriously difficult to prove. Mitchell leans forward. In 32 cases, the accused was still required to undergo additional training, counseling, or other corrective action despite no evidence of wrongdoing. My voice gets sharp. Because absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence. Just because we can't prove it doesn't mean these women weren't made uncomfortable. Jennifer's voice is measured. And just because someone was made uncomfortable doesn't mean harassment occurred. Feel my face getting hot. So, we should just ignore complaints? We should just tell women their feelings don't matter? Mitchell rubs his temples. No one is saying that. We're saying there needs to be some standard of evidence before we punish employees. Stand up. Punish. Punish. A 4-hour training session is punishment now. Being asked to be mindful of your behavior is punishment. Jennifer pulls out a specific file. Derek Martinez. Reported for wearing inappropriately tight clothing. You required him to meet with you weekly for a month, attend a boundary-setting workshop, and write a reflection essay on professional appearance for wearing a shirt. Grab the file from her. The complainant felt uncomfortable. That discomfort is valid. Mitchell's voice gets firmer. The complainant asked him out 2 weeks prior and he declined. That's in the file. You don't think that's relevant context? Throw the file back on his desk. Victims don't have perfect motives. Victims can have complicated feelings. That doesn't invalidate their experience of discomfort. Jennifer pulls out another file. Marcus Williams, reported for helping without consent when he assisted a colleague carrying boxes. 2-week investigation. Mandatory training on respecting boundaries. Wave my hand dismissively. He should have asked first. Consent matters in all interactions. Mitchell looks incredulous. Consent to help someone carry boxes? My voice gets louder. Yes. Consent for any physical proximity. Consent for any interaction that might make someone uncomfortable. This is basic respect. Jennifer continues. Tom Bradford. Reported for asking a colleague about her weekend. You investigated for 3 weeks. Interrupt. He asked repeatedly. He was pushy. Jennifer reads from the file. Email records show one question sent Monday morning at 9:15 a.m. Hi, Jennifer. Hope you had a good weekend. No follow-up. No other communication. Investigation lasted 22 days. Slam my hand on Mitchell's desk. She felt harassed. Who are you to tell her she wasn't? Mitchell stands up. Barbara, you need to calm down. My voice is shaking with fury. I will not calm down. I have spent 3 years building a system that actually takes women seriously, actually listens to them, actually believes them, and now you're dismantling it because some men are uncomfortable? Jennifer's voice stays calm, which makes me angrier. We're not dismantling anything. We're implementing oversight. Going forward, all investigations will be reviewed by legal before any disciplinary or corrective action. Feel panic mixing with rage. You're undermining my authority. Mitchell sits back down. We're ensuring due process. My laugh is bitter. Due process. You mean protecting men from accountability? Jennifer closes the files. Barbara, in the past 2 years, you've opened 43 investigations. All 43 targeted men, 0 targeted women. Can you explain that disparity? Answer immediately. Women experience harassment at significantly higher rates. That's documented. Reality. Mitchell shakes his head. Or, your system encourages reports against men and discourages reports against women. Feel tears of rage forming. That is absolutely false. Jennifer pulls out another document. 3 employees attempted to file complaints about female colleagues. All 3 were told their complaints didn't meet the threshold for investigation. Grab the document. Scan it quickly. These complaints were trivial. Someone being bossy in a meeting. Someone excluding people from lunch plans. Someone giving harsh feedback. These aren't harassment. Mitchell's voice is hard. But looking the wrong way in the break room is. Throw the document back. Context matters. Power dynamics matter. Historical oppression matters. You can't just pretend men and women are in equivalent positions. Jennifer and Mitchell exchange a look. That look makes me furious. What? What? You think I'm being irrational? You think I'm being biased? Mitchell speaks carefully. We think you're too personally invested in this. We think you've lost objectivity. Stand up so fast my chair rolls backward. I haven't lost anything. I have clarity. I have purpose. I understand what women face in the workplace because I've lived it. My voice is getting louder. I've been talked over in meetings. I've been passed over for promotions. I've been called emotional and aggressive and difficult. I've had my ideas stolen. I've had men take credit for my work. I've been subjected to comments about my appearance, my age, my attitude. So yes, I believe women. Yes, I take their complaints seriously, and I will not apologize for that. Silence in the room. Mitchell finally speaks. No one is asking you to apologize for believing women. We're asking you to also be fair to men. My laugh is harsh. Fair to men. Men have had fair for centuries. Men have had more than fair. Jennifer tries again. Barbara, these particular men in this particular workplace with these particular complaints, they deserve fair treatment, too. Point at her. They deserve to be held accountable. They deserve to think before they speak. They deserve to consider how their actions affect others. If that feels unfair to them, that's their problem. Mitchell stands again. It's your problem, Barbara. Because they've lawyered up, all 12 of them. They're filing a formal complaint with the EEOC. Hostile work environment. Sex-based discrimination. Feel like I've been punched. That's ridiculous. That's absurd. They're men. They can't claim discrimination for being men. Jennifer's voice is quiet. Actually, they can. And given your investigation records, they have a strong case. Start pacing. This is insane. This is completely insane. I'm being punished for protecting women. Mitchell's voice gets firm. You're being held accountable for biased enforcement. There's a difference. Spin to face him. There is no difference. Any system that protects women will look biased to men because men are used to being protected. They're used to being believed. They're used to being given the benefit of the doubt. So when that goes away, when women get the same treatment, men call it discrimination. My voice is getting hoarse from yelling. Well, I'm not going to apologize for leveling the playing field. I'm not going to apologize for making men uncomfortable, because women have been uncomfortable forever. Jennifer stands. Barbara, you need to take the rest of the week off. This conversation isn't productive. Laugh. Actually, laugh. You're suspending me. Mitchell corrects. We're giving you time to cool off. Paid leave, same as before. Grab my bag. I don't need to cool off. I'm perfectly calm. I'm perfectly rational. I'm the only person in this building who sees clearly. Walk to the door, turn back. Those 12 men, they're afraid. They're afraid because for the first time in their lives, their actions have consequences. For the first time, they can't just do whatever they want. For the first time, they might face repercussions. And instead of examining their behavior, they're attacking me. Mitchell's voice is tired. Barbara, interrupt him. I'll take your leave. I'll take your time off. But I'm not changing. My policies are sound. My approach is correct. And history will prove me right. Walk out. Slam the door behind me. Entire office is silent. Everyone watching. Dozens of cameras recording. Little red lights everywhere. Walk through the office, head high, refusing to show weakness. Get to the elevator. Doors close. Finally alone. Let out a scream of frustration. Week off. Spend it researching. Spend it documenting. Spend it building my case. Mitchell is wrong. Jennifer is wrong. Those 12 men are wrong. Go through every investigation file, every complaint, every outcome. My procedures are flawless. My approach is research-based. Read article after article about workplace harassment, about gender discrimination, about protecting vulnerable employees. Everything I read confirms what I know. Women are harassed at higher rates. Women face more workplace discrimination. Women are less likely to report. Women are less likely to be believed. Write a detailed defense of my policies, 40 pages, cited sources, statistics, case law, proof that everything I've done is correct. Friday of my leave week, email it to Mitchell, Jennifer, and the entire executive team. Subject line, in defense of equity. Include a final paragraph. If protecting women from harassment is controversial, then I will remain controversial. If believing women is biased, then I will remain biased. If holding men accountable is discriminatory, then I will continue to discriminate. The alternative is returning to a workplace where women suffer in silence while men face no consequences. I refuse. Hit send. Feel powerful. Feel righteous. Feel certain. Monday morning, return to work. Email from Mitchell waiting. Barbara, please come to my office at 8 a.m. Walk in. He's there with Jennifer again. Also someone I don't recognize. Woman in a suit. Mitchell gestures to her. Barbara, this is Patricia Morrison from HR Consulting. She'll be conducting a review of our HR department procedures. Feel cold. A review? Patricia's voice is professional. A comprehensive audit of investigation procedures, complaint handling, and enforcement practices should take about 3 weeks. Look at Mitchell. You're auditing me. He meets my eyes. We're auditing the department. Standard practice when formal complaints are filed. Sit down heavily. The EEOC complaint. Jennifer nods. It was formally filed Friday. 12 complainants. Hostile work environment. Disparate treatment based on sex. Sex-based harassment. My voice is hollow. They're claiming I harassed them. Patricia pulls out a notebook. They're claiming your policies and practices created a hostile work environment specifically for male employees. Feel anger. Returning. That's absurd. Her voice stays neutral. That's what the investigation will determine, Mitchell adds. During the investigation, all pending HR cases are frozen. No new investigations will be opened without legal approval. All staff complaints will be directed to Patricia's team. Stand up. You're removing me from my job. Mitchell's voice is firm. You'll continue to handle benefits, payroll, onboarding, and general HR functions. Investigation and enforcement are temporarily reassigned. My voice breaks. This is retaliation. They filed a complaint and you immediately sided with them. Jennifer speaks. We're following protocol. Anytime an EEOC complaint is filed against an HR director, an independent review is standard. Look at Patricia. You've already decided. You're already on their side. Her expression doesn't change. I haven't decided anything. I'll be reviewing files, interviewing staff, and examining procedures. Both complainants and respondents will be heard. My laugh is bitter. Respondents. You mean me? I'm the respondent now. No one answers. Feel tears forming again. Refuse to let them fall. I was protecting people. I was doing my job. Mitchell's voice softens slightly. Then the investigation will show that. Walk to the door. Pause. Those men with their cameras, they planned this from the beginning. They coordinated. They strategized. They built a case against me. And you're rewarding them. Patricia speaks. Or they protected themselves from what they perceived as unjust treatment. The investigation will determine which. Leave without responding. Walk to my office. Close the door. Sit in the dark. Everything I built, everything I worked for, being torn apart. Week 1 of the investigation. Patricia interviews employees, calls people into conference rooms, takes notes. I see Derek go in, Marcus, Kyle, Ryan, all 12 of them. Each meeting lasts over an hour. They're telling their stories, building their case, destroying mine. She also interviews women, Sarah, Jennifer, Michelle, Rebecca. Expect them to defend me. Expect them to explain how my policies helped them. But their meetings are short. 30 minutes, 20 minutes. They leave looking uncomfortable. Week 2. Patricia requests all my files. Every investigation, every complaint, every email, every note. Hand them over. Watch her team carry boxes of files away. My work, my documentation, my proof. Being examined, being judged, being questioned. Walk through the office, cameras everywhere still. Now some women are wearing them too. Ask Michelle why. Just seems smart. Everyone's recording everything now. Feel sick. This is what I've created. Workplace of suspicion, workplace of surveillance, workplace of fear. But it's not my fault. It's their fault. The men who couldn't handle accountability. Week 3. Patricia requests an interview with me. Thursday afternoon. Conference room. She has another person there taking notes. Sits across from me. Professional, neutral, terrifying. Barbara, thank you for meeting with me. Nod. Don't trust my voice. I've reviewed 43 investigation files from the past 2 years. I'd like to ask you about your methodology. Sit up straighter. My methodology is based on trauma-informed practices. Believing victims. Centering their experiences. Removing barriers to reporting. She makes a note. In how many of those investigations did you interview witnesses? Pause. Witnesses to what? Witnesses to the alleged incidents. Feel defensive. Many of these incidents happened in private. That's the nature of harassment. Her voice stays neutral. In cases where the incident occurred in a public space, break rooms, hallways, meetings, did you interview others who were present? Think back. In some cases, she flips through her notes. I found witness interviews in 7 of 43 cases. Can you explain why the other 36 didn't include witness statements? My voice gets sharp. Because victims shouldn't have to prove their experience. Because demanding evidence is a way of silencing victims. Because, wait, she interrupts gently. But without corroborating evidence, how did you determine what occurred? Answer firmly. I listened to the complainant. I assessed their credibility. I evaluated whether their account was consistent and believable. She makes another note. And did you apply the same process to the accused statement? Pause. What do you mean? Did you assess their credibility? Evaluate whether their account was consistent and believable? Feel trapped. The power dynamic is different. Accused parties have incentive to lie. Victims have no incentive to lie. Patricia looks up. No incentive at all? Think of Derek's case, the woman who asked him out. Push it away. False accusations are extremely rare. She flips to a specific file. Derek Martinez's case. The complaint alleged inappropriate dress. Mr. Martinez provided evidence that the complainant had asked him on a date 2 weeks prior, and he declined. Did you investigate whether the complaint might have been retaliatory? Feel my face getting hot. Victims can have complicated feelings about their harassers. Sometimes attraction and discomfort coexist. Patricia's voice is patient. But Mr. Martinez wasn't the one who expressed attraction. The complainant was, and he rejected her. And then she filed a complaint. Did you consider that sequence of events? Stand up. I considered that a woman felt uncomfortable and reported it. That's what matters. She remains seated. What about what Mr. Martinez felt? Does that matter? My voice gets loud. Mr. Martinez is a man in a male-dominated industry. He has structural power that... She interrupts again. Mr. Martinez is an accountant. His complainant was his supervisor. She had positional power over him. Did you consider that? Freeze. Sit back down slowly. That was in the file? Patricia nods. It was. She's a senior accountant. He's junior. She completes his performance reviews. Did you not review the organizational chart? Feel sick. The complaint didn't mention their reporting relationship. Her voice is gentle but firm. Shouldn't you have checked? No answer. She continues. Let's talk about Marcus Williams, reported for helping without consent. Did you interview the person he helped? Try to remember. I believe so. Patricia reads from her notes. According to my interview with Susan Kim, she never filed a complaint. Someone else saw Mr. Williams helping her and filed a third-party complaint. When you interviewed Ms. Kim, what did she say? My voice is small. I didn't interview her. Silence. You didn't interview the alleged victim? Defensive again. Third-party complaints are valid. Witnesses can report concerning behavior even if the victim is too afraid to come forward. Patricia makes a note. When I interviewed Ms. Kim, she said Mr. Williams helped her carry boxes because she'd just had wrist surgery. She said she appreciated the help. She said she had no idea anyone filed a complaint about it. She was horrified that Mr. Williams was investigated. Put my head in my hands. She might not recognize that his behavior was inappropriate. Victims often minimize. Patricia's voice gets firmer. Barbara, she's not a victim. She was recovering from surgery. A colleague helped her. That's not harassment. That's kindness. Look up. But someone felt it was inappropriate. Someone who wasn't involved. Someone who made an assumption. And you investigated for 2 weeks without ever confirming with the actual person being helped whether she felt violated. Tears falling now. I was trying to be thorough. Patricia closes that file, opens another. Tom Bradford, reported for repeatedly asking about a colleague's weekend. You investigated for 3 weeks. Email records show one message. 1. Hi, Jennifer. Hope you had a good weekend. Why did the investigation take 3 weeks for one email? Wiped my eyes. Jennifer felt harassed. She said he was pushy and made her uncomfortable. Patricia reads, Jennifer told me in her interview that she barely remembered the incident. She said she was having a bad day and maybe overreacted. She said she felt pressured by her friends to report it. She said she felt terrible that Tom missed a promotion cycle because of her complaint. Voice breaking. She's minimizing now. That's common. Victims often... Patricia closes the file. Barbara, at what point does someone stop being a victim and start being a person who made a mistake? At what point do we acknowledge that maybe a complaint was unfounded? Sob. Actually, sob. Never. We never do that. Because the moment we start questioning victims, we silence all of them. Patricia's voice is sad. And the moment we stop questioning anything, we harm innocent people. Can't respond. She continues. Interviewed all 12 complainants. I also interviewed 15 other male employees and 12 female employees. Would you like to know what I found? Shake my head. She tells me anyway. Every man I spoke to described fear. Fear of being alone with female colleagues. Fear of making small talk. Fear of being friendly. Fear that any interaction could be misinterpreted and reported. Several described anxiety. 2 described panic attacks. 1 started taking medication. Another is in therapy. Whisper. They're exaggerating. Patricia continues. The women I spoke to had mixed feelings. Some appreciated the increased awareness around harassment. Some felt the policies were helpful, but several said the office felt tense, uncomfortable, divided. A few said they felt guilty, like their male colleagues were afraid of them. Look up. Afraid of them. Afraid of being reported by them. Several women said they'd tried to maintain friendships with male colleagues, but the men were distant, formal, cold. They said it felt lonely. My voice is bitter. Welcome to what women have always felt. Patricia meets my eyes. 2 wrongs don't make a right, Barbara. She pulls out one more document. I need to ask you about something specific. In the past 2 years, 3 men attempted to file complaints about female colleagues. All 3 complaints were rejected without investigation. Can you explain your reasoning? Try to remember the cases. They were trivial. They didn't meet the threshold, she reads. First complaint. Ryan Torres reported that his supervisor, Michelle, made repeated comments about his body during team meetings, called him beefcake, asked if he worked out, commented on his tight pants. He said it made him uncomfortable and he asked her to stop. She continued. You rejected this complaint as not meeting the definition of harassment. Defend immediately. It was clearly joking. It wasn't sexual in nature. Patricia looks at me. If a male supervisor repeatedly commented on his female subordinate's body and clothing, would that be harassment? Pause. Yes. But what? My voice is quiet. It's different. She continues. Second complaint. James Park reported that during a performance review, his supervisor touched his shoulder and arm multiple times despite him moving away. She commented that he seemed tense and offered to help him relax. He felt uncomfortable. You rejected the complaint saying friendly touching is normal workplace behavior. Interrupt. She was being supportive. Patricia's voice is sharp now. If a male supervisor touched his female subordinate's arm and shoulder during a private performance review and offered to help her relax, would that be harassment? Can't answer. She reads the third. Cameron Lee reported that a colleague showed him sexually explicit images on her phone and made comments about his dating life. Asked if he was getting any, commented on his bedroom skills. You rejected this complaint, saying it was adult conversation between colleagues. Feel defensive. She was treating him as an equal, not infantilizing him. Patricia closes the document. Barbara, do you see the double standard? Stand up, voice shaking. There is no double standard. Men and women exist in different contexts. Historical oppression creates different power dynamics. You can't just ignore centuries of patriarchy and pretend. She interrupts. I'm not talking about society. I'm talking about these specific people in these specific situations. These men were uncomfortable. They reported it. They were dismissed. How is that equitable? Pacing now. Because men don't face the same systemic harassment that women do. Individual instances of discomfort aren't equivalent to structural oppression. Patricia stands too. So individual men deserve to be uncomfortable because other men historically created systems of oppression? Spin to face her. Yes. They need to understand. They need to experience what it feels like to be powerless. Silence. Realize what I just said. Her voice is quiet. You're not trying to prevent harassment. You're trying to punish men for being men. Tears streaming down my face now. No, no. I'm trying to protect women. I'm trying to create equity. I'm trying to... She picks up her files. You're creating a hostile work environment for men based on their sex. That's the definition of discrimination. Slump back into my chair. That's not what I meant. That's not what I'm doing. Patricia walks to the door, turns back. My investigation is complete. I'll submit my report to the executive team tomorrow. You'll receive a copy. I recommend you have an attorney review it with you. She leaves. I sit alone in the conference room, cameras in the corners, red lights blinking, recording everything. Friday morning, email from Mitchell. Barbara, please come to my office at 10 a.m. Bring your employee handbook. Know what this is. Know what's coming. Consider not going. Consider fighting. Consider calling a lawyer. But mostly, I just feel tired. Walk to his office at 10 a.m. He's there with Jennifer, another woman I don't recognize, young, serious, carrying a briefcase. Mitchell gestures. Barbara, this is Amanda from HR Services. She's here as a witness. Sit down. Feel numb. Jennifer pulls out a document. Barbara, we've received Patricia Morrison's investigation report. We've reviewed it with legal counsel and the executive team. We need to discuss the findings. Nod. Can't speak. Mitchell takes over. The investigation found significant evidence of disparate treatment based on sex. 43 investigations, all targeting men. 3 complaints from men, all rejected without investigation. Multiple cases where investigations proceeded without witness interviews, victim confirmation, or corroborating evidence. My voice cracks. I was trying to believe women. Jennifer continues. The investigation also found that your public statements and private communications demonstrate bias against male employees. You've made statements that men need to be uncomfortable and need to experience powerlessness. These statements, combined with your investigation patterns, create liability for the company. Whisper. What does that mean? Mitchell's voice is sad. It means we're terminating your employment, effective immediately. Feel like I'm underwater, everything muffled, distant. You're firing me. Jennifer slides a document across the desk. We're offering a severance package. 3 months' salary, continuation of benefits for 6 months. In exchange, you'll sign a release waiving any claims against the company. Stare at the document. Don't pick it up. I dedicated 3 years to this company, 15 years to this field, and you're firing me for protecting women. Amanda, the witness, speaks for the first time. You're being terminated for discriminatory practices. The severance offer is generous given the circumstances. Look at Mitchell. You're choosing them over me, those 12 men over everything I built. His voice is firm. We're choosing to follow the law, to treat employees fairly, to maintain a workplace free from discrimination, all discrimination, including discrimination against men. Push back from the desk. I won't sign your document. Jennifer's voice is clinical. That's your right. But without the severance agreement, you receive only your accrued vacation pay and COBRA information. No severance, no extended benefits. Stand up, voice getting louder. I'll sue you. I'll file my own EEOC complaint. I'll go to the media. Mitchell interrupts. That's your right too. But I'd recommend having an attorney review Patricia's investigation report first. It's comprehensive. Amanda adds, the 12 complainants are also pursuing individual claims for hostile work environment and intentional infliction of emotional distress. You may want to consult with a defense attorney. Feel panic. They're suing me? Personally? Jennifer nods. The company is named too, but yes, you're individually named in all 12 complaints. Slump back into the chair. This is insane. This is completely insane. Mitchell stands. Security will escort you to collect your personal belongings. You'll be asked to surrender your keys, badge, and laptop. Your corporate email will be deactivated at 5 p.m. today. Look up at him. He won't meet my eyes. Stand slowly, legs shaking. I was right. History will show I was right. No one responds. Amanda opens the door. Security guard waiting outside. Recognize him. Tom, one of the 12. He's wearing his camera. Red light on. Recording this. Walks beside me to my office. Silent. Open my door. Empty boxes already waiting on my desk. Someone planned this. Someone knew. Start putting things in boxes. My degrees, my certifications, my awards. My framed photo from the Women in Leadership conference. Tom stands in the doorway, watching, recording, finally speak. You happy now? You destroyed my career? His voice is quiet. You destroyed mine first. I helped rebuild it by reporting what you did. Spin to face him. I never... He interrupts. You investigated me for asking about someone's weekend. I missed a promotion. I lost a raise. I spent 3 weeks thinking I was a predator for making small talk. I developed anxiety. I started therapy. So no, Barbara, I'm not happy, but I am relieved. Finally. Turn back to my boxes. Finish packing in silence. Pick them up. Tom gestures to the elevator. Walk through the office one last time. Everyone watching, everyone with cameras. Derek at his desk. Marcus in a meeting room. Kyle by the coffee machine. Ryan in his office. All of them. All recording. All watching me leave. Get to the elevator. Doors open. Step in. Turn around. See the entire office. Dozens of cameras. Dozens of red lights. All pointed at me. Doors close. Stand. Alone in the elevator. Boxes in my arms. Career in ruins. Everything I built. Destroyed. But I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.